What's going on, people? Now, this video is a very, very quick one, but we are going to be holding the same standards as people hold others in. And this comes down to Layla Cunningham, which is Reform UK's London mayor candidate. Yes, she's a Muslim. She's a daughter of an Egyptian immigrant. Yes, she was part of the CPS. Yes, she's got 7 kids, but also she speaks harshly against Sadiq Khan. She doesn't lie. She uses his words that he uses, whether it's be a soundbite or it will be online. And she just goes for him. And this is the reason why I call her the DEI candidate that Farage has done, because not only is she a woman, she's actually a Muslim who can go toe to toe with Sadiq Khan without people calling it Islamophobic or racist. And this is, if you go back to the Black White Unite premise, this was what I was saying all the way back then. Speak to the right wing blacks, speak to the right wing ethnics, and see what the truth is, because everything that you see on TV are the state approved ethnics and blacks. And when we did that, we won. We actually won, because now you see everybody getting out on the street because they realize that the tag that they were using, a lot of them, the tags they were using was only given by the mainstream media to stop your voice. Anyway, let's get straight into this. So we've got Layla Cunningham here. This is her first maiden speech when Nigel Farage says this is going to be Reform's London mayor candidate. So it was important.
This is the London that Sadiq Khan has created. A city where criminals operate freely, where victims are sacrificed, ignored. People are scared. And Khan thinks it's enough to tweet platitudes, random stats. Because let's face it, Khan never accepts responsibility. No, he attacks anyone who says London's dangerous. He calls them far rights, racist. He ludicrously says that criticism of his record is because he's Muslim and we are all Islamophobic. Frankly, it's an insult to victims and to Londoners.
We can't go wrong with that, can we? We can't say anything is wrong with that, because it actually is the truth. And then a little later on, she's on the Harry Cole Saves the West show. Now, I've never really been a huge supporter, because a lot of the people that are on there are actually woke right by the actual definition of what woke and what right would be. So I knew that if Layla's on there, that she would be saying the same things, but I was very, very shocked, because listen to what she says. And if you listen a little way in, Harry Cole himself calls everyone on the right bottom feeders. But there's a couple of bits here I want you to go through.
Not putting people into silos and boxes. You are a Muslim. On the right, there's been a bit of a brouhaha since you've been announced as a candidate today. I'm not talking about within Reform, but the people on the even further to the right in British politics. Lawrence Fox, for example.
You remember a couple of years ago when Nigel Farage came out, and I would say that these people are not right-wing, they're not centre-right, they're centrists, countryside Tories with a little right-wing and a little nationalist side of it. And I said it was important that we make that definition and that border between us, because there will be a time when people will be saying that Nigel Farage is the hardline right-wing person. So then everybody who's further right than that will be classed as the extremists, will be classed as the far right, will be classed as the ones that you can't speak to. But the countryside Tories, Nigel Farage, who loves to be called, a very hardline right-wing person, because he now is the gatekeeper. People like Andrew Gold talking about how these people who are on the further side right are the woke right, turning the terminology, thinking that people don't understand what Marxists do to gain power. It's all the same. And it's just proven it here. Once again, it's proven that years ago, if we had just done a few things, we might not be in this situation. And when I say the same things now about other political parties or about other people, believe you me, 2, 3, 1 year, whenever it is, I've got a good feeling I'll be proven right.
Example is whittering on about your candidacy, saying it's selling out. Dan Wootton has suggested that you're somehow some sort of possibly, quote, possibly an Islamist, and Reform have
Capitulated.
Capitulated. That's the word. To Islamists. What's your response to that?
Number one, they're not the right, they're the far right, right? And I don't even think that they're far right. They're just, you know, the thing is,
Bottom feeder.
I don't see myself.
Let's go back to that bit there, just quickly. Bottom feeders.
The thing is,
Bottom feeder.
I don't see myself as a.
So there, she'd already said to Sadiq Khan that he calls anyone who doesn't agree with him far right. They say it because he's a Muslim. He cries racism all the time. And here, you know, it could have been a day later. I'm not sure how long it was between the two times, but in the same week, she says one thing of that. And then she goes around and tells people who do not agree with what she's doing and think that she might be an Islamist and wanted Ant Middleton to be the Reform UK's candidate. It would have been good. I'm not even a Reform supporter, and I think that Ant Middleton, with his years of service, should be afforded that job, and he would know how to do it, because not only has he been on the front line, not only has he been a citizen, he's also been in them backroom meetings where they don't tell you exactly how they're going to be doing a mission, but Ant Middleton would be. And she just says the same thing. She does the same as Khan.
British Muslim, a British Egyptian. I see myself as a British person. That's it.
That's it. She sees herself as a British person, and anyone who's talking out against her, you're going to be in trouble. But anyway, that's it for that. It's important we call them out. It's important that we use the same standards as they use, and we make sure that people understand that we're watching, we're onto them. It's not a division. It's not splitting anything. It's holding people up to higher standards, very, very high standards. And hopefully once they do realise that they have to be, and they will be held at that standard, that they won't make silly mistakes like what's going on with that one. Because that is how I know that Reform UK, that anti-establishment party, is actually the establishment's good friend, because they keep people staying in a little countryside Tory bubble, so when Tories want to pounce again, they know where the people are. Anyway, do me a favour, please, can you share it, comment, do everything else. In fact, comment if you think that my analysis of Reform UK and Layla Cunningham is right. Just comment yes or no, and then I can add them all up. Do the shares. If the hype's available, hype it. But it might not be working on YouTube. We might have to leave it to those people who like to censor themselves, those true woke people, left, right, central, whoever. I might just take it now direct to Rumble, because I know I can work with them and I know we can get a good relationship. So here's the last roll of the dice, I guess. But wherever I'm going to be, you're going to know about it. And I'll see you soon.